Hey lovelies, and welcome back to The Floor. No, I'm joking. I love The Floor, by the way. But yeah, one of me and my sister's shows, as well as me and my boyfriend's shows, is The Floor, and I always be on my floor. So yeah, but here we are. We are finally telling the story of my Cheetah Girls One World fantasy. I had manifested for years, and it's so funny because I went to the Cheetah Girls One World tour. That was like my first concert, and yeah, I literally manifested this as a young child. And then when I turned 19, I got an opportunity to study abroad in India, and I was always like, if I go anywhere, I'm gonna go to India. Like, I just was always so fascinated with like the culture and the architecture and the fashion. And so basically, I enrolled myself in a class that was teaching us about India and like the history and the culture, and then it ended in a trip. So as you can see, this is going to be two parts because there is the eventfulness of it all and all of the sights that I saw, and then there's like the mental and emotional and physical and spiritual lasting effects after. This part is the touristy part. So if you want to see all of the sights and just learn my trip, I went to 5 cities in northern India, and yeah, it was amazing. So stay tuned for part two. Part two is like, I guess, the tea, if that's what y'all want. So yeah, I'm doing the informative part first. Welcome. So my family and my best friend dropped me off. It was my first ever international flight. Yes, I went to India, my first time out of the country, my first time getting a passport, got all that shit together. Okay, period. And it was amazing because we landed in Dubai. So I'm claiming that until I actually take a flight to Dubai. I'm claiming it. I was on Dubai land. I have proof. So the first stop was Delhi, which is the capital of India, the capital city. It is so packed and busy and full of life and fruit, fresh fruit on fruit carts, just soaking up the sun. I learned that I like mangoes in India, but now I can't eat them in America because they don't taste the same. That probably sounds very bougie, but it's the truth. I still like mango flavored things though. But yes, I love Delhi. Delhi was probably my favorite part, but it's kind of biased because we were in Delhi for 2 weeks. So we stayed at Sri Ram College of Commerce, and we just developed relationships with the other students pretty quickly. So yeah, so I went with my shitty college. It's probably the best thing I got out of that place. They literally called the program an erudite exchange, which just means like transfer of knowledge. And so that's genuinely what it felt like. Like, we were best buddies by the time we left, which was a whole thing. But we got to go to the Taj Mahal. We got to go to a bunch of temples. One of my favorite was the Lotus Temple because I did my project, like my final project for the class, on architecture, because we had to basically pick like an aspect of the culture to study and learn about before our trip. And mine was architecture because I was just so fascinated in like the buildings, and especially, it sounds so corny, but like Cheetah Girls is a big part of my life. So literally, Cheetah Girls on Worlds, I was so fascinated by like all of the buildings, and it just so pretty. And so yeah, the Lotus Temple was one of the ones that ended up in my project. It's gorgeous. Um Oh yeah, across from the Taj Mahal is the Red Temple. No, the Red Fort. We went to ISKCON Temple. There's many temples. Like, literally driving around, you can see like multiple temples on one street. It's a very spiritual place, and then it's like all different you know, obviously spiritualities. And all the temples are just so gorgeous. Like, uh, they were so, so gorgeous. And obviously I couldn't take pictures inside because it's like a very peaceful place. People are sitting on the floor. I really love that you like take your shoes off and sit on the floor, because it really helps you like connect and ground. And they taught us about meditation. I feel like a lot of my experience in Delhi was like social, but I think that the main excitement that I had about architectural things was satisfied mainly while we were in Delhi, because there were just so many gorgeous temples and just artwork and traditions that I was so unfamiliar with and had never learned about. And yeah, it just opened my mind up to a lot of different things. We also went to what I was calling Indian Broadway. I'm sorry if that is offensive. I will figure out what it's called and insert it. But yes, that was really fun. Oh yeah, another thing that I thought was really interesting was all of, or I won't say all, most of the promotion that they have for things, like billboards, fucking commercial, like a lot of it is like white people. And I'm like, seeing colonization, because the colonization even has to do with the architecture. Like a lot of the like dome shaped things, or like some of the like really really colorful towns are associated with colonization and like the Dutch or just white foolishness. Also, I love riding rickshaws, and unless it was in the rain, because then you get wet. The next place we went was Chandigarh, and I personally think that Chandigarh was my least fave out of the 5, just because it was the first planned city, so it's like very very structured, but like not really in a fun way. Like, I don't know. They took us to a shelter, which was very sad, um, and just strange. Um, yeah, because they were just kind of like walking us through the shelter, like looking at the people in the shelter, and I was just like, this seems very invasive. And then they had like young people there. I think it was like an adoption agency. Um, but there were a lot of little girls there, and they were like happy to see us, like big girls, because you know, little girls love older women role models. But yeah, I remember us going shopping. Um, I guess it technically haggling? Is that the word? I feel like there's a better word that is escaping me right now. But yes, the students from Chandigarh taught us how to like basically not get ripped off, because people will often see or notice that we're American, obviously, because I was with a group of white and Asian women. Um, Literally, they just assume that you have money, and they will tell us a price that they wouldn't tell anybody else. And so with the students, that was like our first time with them, like trying to help us shop. So that was cool. Oh, we had a dinner with the founder of the Humans of Chandigarh page movement. I'm pretty sure it's like I don't know what it is now, but he was amazing. And I was like, oh, I am going to invite you and your partner, because his partner was there. And she was also amazing. I was like, I'm gonna invite y'all to my future, like whenever I have a giant platform. I was like, I have to remember to think about this in the future when I have millions of dollars and can travel back and forth to India. Because he was just really cool, and like as a writer and as someone that um has developed a deep pride of where I'm from over time. Um, I think that it's really cool that he just like talks about his hometown heroes, and like it became like a big thing on Facebook, I believe is where it started. Oh yeah, there was a really nice hotel. The hotel was really 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 nice, and they had did they have good food or did we leave to go get food? I think we ate there one night and then went out a different night. But yeah, it was a really nice hotel because in Delhi we were staying at a hostel, um, which was also amazing because it was like run by a family and they would like make us breakfast, like homemade breakfast. That's when I fell in love with chai. Um, but yeah, so nice hotel. Weren't really vibing that much with the students, especially compared to like the other students that we met. And then, um, yeah, I didn't really take many pictures because, like I said, it was an organized city, and I didn't really vibe with the vibes. You feel me? So yeah, that was Chandigarh. So then we caught a flight to Amritsar, and the best part about Amritsar, is in the most touristy way, was the Golden Temple. They have the world's largest free community kitchen, or langar, and yeah, you just literally line up and sit on the floor and eat together. And basically, the premise is that anyone, no matter how old or young or rich or poor or whatever, can come and sit side by side, um, eating the same thing. Um, and yeah, it was really a sight to see. It was beautiful. And the pictures don't do it justice. Also, I had a shitty Android back then. No shade to Android users. A lot of my family are Android users, but um, yeah, it was gorgeous and so serene and uh, but yeah, we all had to wear head coverings. So the girls and I think we all got scarves at some point because they told us that we had to cover our heads. And yeah, we were just dressing more modestly anyway, which I will talk about also more so in the next part. But yeah, that was oof, one of the most filling times, going on the tour and walking in a solid gold temple. Like what? In the words of De'Ara Taylor, who you know? I'll wait. Yeah. Next up is Shimla, and I loved Shimla. So Shimla is probably tied with Delhi for my favorite out of the five. So Shimla was a lot cooler because it's a lot higher. I want to say elevation, but I could be wrong. Delhi was hot as fuck. There were like multiple like, or not even multiple. The norm was over 100 degrees every day. Forgot to mention that. So yeah, we were sweating. My skin never glowed so well because I was just eating the best that I ever had and sweating constantly all the time. But yes, Shimla was much cooler. We stayed in a fabulous hotel. I had never seen people dressed up in a hotel like that before. Like they had like these giant gorgeous hats and like everyone was dressed like a chef. Like I felt like Annie. Like I felt like Black Annie grew up and went to India. Um so they were just and it was like up a hill. No, it was up a mountain. Like I'm going up a mountain to save my mental health. That's what we did when I went to Shimla because I feel like that was when my brain just opened up because it was just so pretty. Like everything was so pretty, and we were at the bottom of the Himalayas, and just like seeing that shit, like trees that were growing above my eye level. Like it was fucking crazy. Um we were hiking and shopping in the hills. It's so crazy just like the way it looks because it's literally a town built on a mountain. And so the town is inside of a mountain. And so like we could see clouds like forming at eye level. Shimla's gorgeous. I would love to go back to Shimla. It's freaking amazing. We did a tour. Our tour guide was amazing. We saw the Hanuman temple, the monkey temple, or the temple of the monkey god, and like it's so weird because monkeys literally gather there. Like, bro, the spirituality at it all over India is fucking insane. And yeah, Shimla was just like one of the best things ever. Oh yeah, while we were hiking, we found a weed plant like on the side of the road, and me and my roommate at the time may or may not have taken the leaves and made tea. It was a lovely time, like a lovely, fabulous vacation. That was my first time trying to make tea because there was no buds. There was no buds, obviously, because I think it's hella illegal there. So whoever or whatever organization is growing it, they obviously had deflowered it already. But yeah, Shimla was just like, I felt like I was at the bottom of heaven. Like Shimla has to be what heaven feels like. I'm 10,000% sure. And last but not least, Jaipur or Jaipur. I believe that is how I'm supposed to say it. Fabulous. I feel like Delhi kind of reminded me of like New York in the daytime, and Jaipur reminded me of New York in the nighttime. Like there was like lights and pretty buildings, and we went to a club, like, you know, just a good time, like really a good time. And yeah, the girls there were amazing. We were at another school, an all girls school, and we got to go to the Pink City. They taught us pro haggling because by that point, you know, we had been through multiple cities shopping. So at that point, with the girls' support, okay, we ate down. Um, yeah, it was dope there. The club was so interesting. I felt like they played so much different music than I would expect. Um, like I don't think all of it was in Punjabi or Hindi. Yeah, I don't think it was in Hindi. So I feel like it was like techno-y and like some American, but also some from somewhere else. It was interesting, but also like people were dancing, so that was cool. And like everyone there, like there was like a bunch of different types of people there, like people of different cultures there. Um, but yeah, it was interesting. It was quite interesting. We were lit at the club, y'all. They do be lit in the club, okay? We'll get into it in the next part. We went to the president's house and they have had a female president. So I believe they have a prime minister and a president. So the prime minister is technically above the president, but they've had a woman president before. And so that was really cool to learn about that. And yeah, one thing that was really interesting was just seeing animals walking around in the street, like monkeys, cows. You know, cows are sacred in India, and well, in Hinduism, but in India, you're not supposed to, like, it's illegal to mess with them and stuff like that. So yeah, that's why a lot of the food is different. Like McDonald's and Pizza Hut were very, very different. A lot of yogurt based everything, which was really cool. I've never had pizza with yogurt until I was there. And yeah, we took the train when we were going to see a show, and it was interesting because they had, I think, a female only car because it's really dangerous for women over there. And yeah, it was just interesting traveling around in general because obviously we took flights between cities, but yeah, it was, or no, we didn't take flights between all the cities. We drove to Shimla in a bus. So that is the touristy version, and y'all will see the social experiment version of it all in the next part. I think that it took me so long to even create these videos because of the, like I said, mental, emotional, physical, spiritual transformation that went on during this trip. And so it really did need its own video. And so I hope that y'all do tune in and tap in for that. And yeah, more pictures, more fun, more vibes. And I love you. If no one told you today, I hope you're having a lovely, marvelous, and spectacular day, because the only things that matter is you, me, the arts, and the fact that there's a crazy person in office.